everyone, and welcome back to Fabled Lands, and let's just continue where we left off with Blacksorrow and try to figure out what kind of quests we can do now, because there's no quests left here, at least not as far as I know. Talk to the priestess. Yep, nothing of interest there really. I think I already have the scouting blessing. And he's got nothing, yeah. Yeah. Definitely feel like maybe I should become an initiate. Yeah, so I can have the resurrection arrangement. Becoming an initiate of Nagil gives you the benefit of paying less for services the temple can offer. You cannot do this if you are already an initiate of another temple. To become an initiate, you have to pass a priestly exam. If you want to take the exam, you will have to make a sanctity check at difficulty 10. And nope, failed the sanctity roll. Unfortunately, you failed the exam. The priests of Nagil do not take failure lightly, hence you are forced to leave the temple, at least for now. You know that any consequent attempts will be a lot harder. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, let's go here. Step through one of the archways. Maybe go to Marlock City? I mean, it's in the same area. That's Yellowport. That's Yellowport right there. When your sight returns, you find yourself outside the gates of a huge fortified city. A guard starts in surprise at the sight of you. Then he shakes his head as if to clear it. Sure, he must have imagined what he just saw. The gates open, and a troop of heavy cavalry canter past. "Make way for the Marlock City militia," says the guard. When they have passed, you walk into the city. Marlock City is a huge, sprawling metropolis enclosed in a fortified wall said to have been built 1,000 years ago by the ancient Shadar Empire. It is the capital city of Sokara. Marlock City was once known as Sokara until General Grieve Marlock led the army in bloody revolt against the old king, Corin VII, and had him executed. The general renamed the city after himself. It is now a crime to call it Sokara. The general lives in the old king's palace and calls himself the Protector General of all Sokara. Whereas the old king was corrupt, the general rules with a fist of iron. Some people like the new regime, others are royalists, still loyal to Nargan, the heir to the throne, who has gone into hiding somewhere. Outside the city gates hang the bodies of many dead people. Labels around their necks read, "Rebels executed by the state for the good of the people." "You'd best behave yourself if you don't want to end up like one of them," grates a guardsman, nodding towards the swinging corpses as you pass through the great eagle-headed gates of Marlock City. To leave Marlock City by sea, or to buy or sell ships and cargo, go to the harbor master. Well, let's go to the temple. Okay, we have some new ones here. House of Priests. The capital city of Sokara has 3 large temples nesting at different locations on its streets. In addition, it has the one-of-a-kind House of Priests, which functions as the administration of the polytheistic religion of Sokara and Golnir. Let's go to the others first. Temple of Sig. The Temple of Sig the Cunning, patron of vagabonds, troubadours, lovers, thieves, and rogues, is a ramshackle warehouse in the poor quarter. Inside, however, there is so much wealth it makes you gasp. The idol of Sig, a saturnine, two-faced young human of indeterminate sex, is covered in gems. "As you can see, we have been made rich by generous, donations," says a black-robed priest. Seek a blessing. Thievery? Okay. Sure. Seek an audience with the High Priest? The High Priest takes you to a private chamber. You may be just what the temple needs, he says. A good old-fashioned thief. There is a suit of armor made entirely of gold, ceremonial only, of course. Nevertheless, we would like to, have it donated to us. I see, you reply. And where is the armor? Yeah, I was just thinking about that one. Well, that's the tricky part. It's in the Temple of Turnai in Karambaru. In fact, it's worn by the idol of Turnai himself in the temple. Can you bring us the gold chainmail of Turnai? In return, we will instruct you in the roguish arts. I mean, we were looking for a mission, so sure. Not sure how that's gonna go. Kinda glad that I got the blessing now. Okay, so you get one more thievery scroll. Thievery score. Anyway. Let's see if the others have anything. The Temple of Alvir and Valmir, divine rulers of the House of the Sea, is right on the teeming harbor of Marlock City. Its sea-green marbled porticos are draped in 100 silver nets. Brother and sister Alvir and Valmir rule below the waves. Alvir brings the souls of the drowned in his nets before his sister Valmir for judgment. A swaggering ship's captain emerges from the temple, saying to you in passing, "Never, I mean never, go to the sea without paying your respects to the twin gods, unless you want to sail through a world of storms." Yeah, I think I already have that. Leave the temple. Visit the Temple of Elnir. The Temple of Elnir is a single spire reaching skywards. Eagles roost in its lofty belfry. They are sacred to the priests of the Sky Lord. Elnir is the divine ruler of the heavens, patron of statesmen and kings, and his sons are the Storm Lords. Thunder is the sound of the sons of Elmir smiting the cloud demons, says a passing peasant. Seek a blessing? Right, I already have it. What do you get for that? Just paying less for blessings? Okay. Yeah, leave the temple and go to the House of Priests. The House of Priests is an impressive building, a roundhouse of multicolored bricks. The myriad colors give it a bizarre and garish look, calculated to unsettle the visitor. Inside, 100 officers teem with the administration of the polytheistic religion of Sokara and Golnir. Pay 10 shards as contribution in order to enter. Sure. A notice has been pinned up in the foyer. Adventurer priest wanted. See the chief administrator. Naturally, you present yourself, and the chief administrator, a grey-whiskered priest of Elnir, takes you into his office. He shows you a special crystal ball that displays an aerial view of Marlock City. You notice several strange-looking clouds hanging over the city. They are shaped like gigantic demons reaching down to claw at the city laid out below them. The crystal ball shows things as they are in the spirit world, explains the priest. These storm demons cannot be seen under normal circumstances, but they are there, almost ready to destroy the city. He goes on to tell you that Sol Veneris, the divine lord of thunder, is one of the sons of Elnir, the sky god, chief among the gods. He is responsible for keeping the storm demons under control, and thunder is thought to be the sound of Sol Veneris smiting the demons in his wrath. Unfortunately, the storm demons have found a way to put Sol Veneris into an enchanted sleep. He lies at the very top of Devil's Peak, a single spire of volcanic rock reaching up into the clouds. The peak lies north of Marlock City and the Crustmoor. We need an enterprising adventurer to get to the top of the peak and free Solvenaris from his sleep. But I must warn you that several priests have already tried, and we never saw them again. Take up the quest? You take up the quest. There is little else for you to do here, so you return to the city center. Alright, well. What's this? The palace? I guess I'll see if there's anything of interest here. I mean, not that I can afford anything, but still. Always interesting to see what is offered in different places. Alright. Oh, nothing of real interest, so... guess we'll go here. The Three Rings Tavern is a comfortable inn near the city center. The tavern costs you 1 shard a day, blah blah blah, yes we know. Buy drinks all around the bar and listen for rumors. An old troubadour tells an epic tale of adventure and romance involving 3 heroes, a princess, and a dragon. Afterwards, you find yourself talking to him at the bar. He tells you about the time he was captured by the man-beasts of Nerek, and that by soothing their savage ferocity with music, he was able to escape. The bar tells you of his lifelong quest to find the greatest story ever told. It is said that the god Sig, in his aspect as the divine bard, passed this knowledge to a mystic called Damar the Hermit. He lives alone in a lost cave, awaiting the day when he can pass on the story to the one who finds him. I am too old now to pursue the quest, so I pass it on to you. I believe he can be found in the foothills of the Spine of Harkoon, the mountains to the north. Okay. Sure. We have a couple of things to do now. I guess let's go to Crustmore. Though, first let's check this though. Yeah, I could imagine that one would be very hard. But hey, Lord of Thunder? Should be too difficult? Okay, so we want to go there, I'm guessing. So let's go to Crustmore. You're trekking across the aptly named Cursed Moor. A great rolling expanse of blasted heath stretches before you. Grey clouds hang over a mournful, dirty water-colored plain, studded with rocky outcrops and low hills. A raven flutters to the ground nearby, eyeing you curiously. His brothers call loudly into the echoing sky. Dusk falls, and in the dim twilight, a herd of horses comes streaking out of the night straight at you. As they near, it seems to you that their hooves are not touching the ground, and from their manes trail wispy clouds of sparks like tiny stars. Ah! Well, that could be interesting. Mount one of them. You stand your ground. The ghostly horses stream past you on either side, neighing wildly at the sky. Nimbly, you leap at one and manage to wrap your arms around its neck and swing onto its back. The horse feels quite solid, but appears to be a luminous pale green color. You look up through the clouds of sparks emanating from the horse's mane just in time to see a rocky wall of low hill looming up out of the evening mist. Your horse is galloping full tilt right into it. Hold on. The horse and you hit the wall. There is a bright flash, and you find you have passed straight through into the hill. It must be a fairy mound. The horse you are riding abruptly changes shape in a puff of smoke. You find yourself on the back of a little nobly limbed, white-faced goblin who promptly collapses under your weight. You're in a cavern lit by mouse-sized fairy folk who flit about in the air blazing like fireflies. The other horses have also turned into goblins, elves, and fairies of all shapes and sizes. "What have we here?" whispers a pale, dark-eyed elf woman dressed in silvery cobwebs and wearing a gold crown. "An overweight mortal sitting on poor old Goldbrash, your majesty," groans the goblin you are sitting on. You realize you are in great danger here. There's no telling what the fairy folk will do to you. The queen signals to her people and they close in around you ominously. Successful sanctity roll. You recite a devotional prayer to the gods, calling on your faith to aid you. The goblin folk are repelled by your piety and purity of spirit. Even Gobrash finds the strength to get out from under you and run off. Such is your effect on them. Snarls the queen, recoiling. Please, your godliness is harmful to us. Here, take this and leave. A jug of fairy mead and an enchanted spear combat +2 are pushed towards you. Nice. Definitely need to check that out. Deceptively sweet honey aroma with hints of delusion and bitterness and a strong finish of oblivion. Nice. The wall behind you shimmers and disappears. You step through back into the cold night air of the cursed moor. You leave the fairy mound far behind and camp for the night. The next day, you resume your travels. +2 and 4 7. Honestly, let's go for that. Alright. Devil's Peak. You are crossing the western wilderness, an expanse of wild, sparsely populated countryside. A few trappers and woodsmen make a living from the natural resources of the area. A tall spire of rock, a towering anomaly of geology, rises up into the clouds, dominating the horizon. A local hunter tells you it is known as Devil's Peak, and that the summit is infested with demons. Climb the peak. You are standing at the bottom of the Devil's Peak. It is a massive tower of black rock, like a stone tree trunk, bare and branchless, climbing up into the sky. You cannot see the top, for it is shrouded in grey clouds. Thunder and lightning play about the clouded summit. The sides of the peak are almost sheer, but there are many hand and footholds. It can be climbed, but only if you have some climbing gear. Which I do! Make the ascent! You begin the ascent. Make a scouting roll. As you are about to lift the stakes, a whistling, keening blast of ferocious wind engulfs you. You are surrounded by whirling storm demons, vaguely man-shaped creatures of thunderous energy, which try to sweep you into the air and off the edge of the peak. You try to recite the rituals of dismissal associated with such demons. Oh, that's high difficulty. Yeah, failed. They fall back for the moment, but your invocation fails to take hold and they close in. Fight! Oh boy. Doesn't feel like this will be very effective against them, but sure. End turn. Well, I feel like this is going to hurt. Let's do that. Ouch. So they have ranged, huh? Or are ranged. Ouch. Oh. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I feel like I am going to die here. Yup. Well, that was unfortunate. You are tossed off the peak and end up as a messy paste on the ground below. An unfortunate end to your adventures, however, since you have arranged a resurrection deal. You do not fear death, as you know you will be magically restored to life at the Temple of Nagil. Yep, use that. Well. You are restored to life at the Temple of Nagil. In the trading post, your stamina is back to normal score. The possessions and cash you were carrying at the time of your death are lost. Well, that is very unfortunate. Although I do still have those things? What? I am confused. I mean, I still have all of my stuff. That's weird. Okay. I mean, yes, I know I had a potion of healing, but I don't feel like that would have made much of a difference. Well, let's put that one in here. And I feel like that will be it for this episode, actually. We will get back there and I guess try again. Although, yeah, don't know if I can actually survive those. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!